So gather your junk. You got to strap the junk down. I think we got everything on the back still. Not really sure, hoping so. It's a big plane. Bye. He'll be back. They just circle around. Ladies and gentlemen, on today's episode of Let's Make It Better, how to get rid of your junk. This is a very important skill for most adults. In fact, if you've lived anywhere for, well, I don't know, any amount of time, the junk just piles up. It just follows you home. It repopulates. It's like rabbits. It just shows up everywhere. And sometimes you've got to get rid of it. And today we're going to talk about how to go to the dump. I understand that that seems like a really simple task, but if you've never done it, it might be intimidating. So we're going to go through the whole process, show you what it's like so that you can indeed de-junk your yard. De-junk. Yeah. Yep. Step one, take out the old pocket computer or get on the old internet computer in the indoors, bleep bloop in these words. You're not looking for the dump. What you're looking for is something fancier like county solid waste management or province waste management, township solid waste management, or city waste management. Waste management is what they call it. What they mean is the dump. It's just a fancy parlance. That's all. Now what the internet's going to tell you, hopefully, is where the place is, what the hours are, and if it's open to the general public, which it probably is. There will also be some special rules about what you can and cannot bring to the dump and what will cost you extra to dump. In my local area, up to a certain amount of pounds is like a $10 thing for a resident of said area, but paint, oil, tires, mattresses are all an additional charge per item. Next, you need a vehicle. We're going to use our trusty old C10. However, if you've got a pickup truck, you're in good shape. If you don't, this is usually not a job for your girlfriend's SUV. You can rent a vehicle if you have enough stuff, or if you've got a swell neighbor, ask for some help. So for today's mission, we're getting 2 projects worth of stuff out of here. Old stuff that we replaced, stuff we found. But the thing is, there's way more than that lurking all over the property. So I've just been adding and adding, and we've got some more project stuff over there and some more over there. If you're gonna do it, you may as well get rid of as much as possible. So gather your junk. Once you have maxed out the junk capacity of your selected vehicle, you got to strap the junk down because you don't want it all over the road. I'm gonna strap it down with these handy straps. Now we're almost ready to go. If your vehicle is not fully loaded, take another lap around. You have more stuff that should probably go. The junk just hides in plain sight, you see. You just may be so used to looking at it that you don't think, man, that's just rotting away in the corner of the yard. And, you know, gross and slimy. Maybe we should, yeah, just look, it's there. It's there, just go get it and throw it in. And then we're gonna need some proper dump duds. This is not time for Abercrombie and Fitch. Long pants are a good idea. Shoes with a thick sole are a good idea. There's gonna be glass and screws everywhere. Gloves, preferably one for each hand. Be prepared, this may take a minute. So we're gonna load up on water, hit the ladies' room, maybe even grab a snack. And it's a good idea if you've got a broom to throw it in the truck or in the cab or whatever, so you can sweep the bed out while you're there. Before you leave, final checks. Hit the bathroom, get your water, do your thing, because you're probably going to wait, but make sure you have everything you need. A form of payment that they accept. You're probably going to need your ID if it's a government facility because, for example, my county only likes the trash from our county. So, proving my residency, it's a difference between $10 for this load probably and $50 as the flat rate for this load if you come from not around here. Also, make sure you have any required safety equipment that your solid waste management facility might require. For example, obviously closed-toed shoes, don't wear sandals, guys. Check for gloves, maybe you need safety glasses, maybe you need a safety vest. There is heavy equipment moving around and other people driving who are, you know, not paying attention. And after all, we're prepared to wait because I know from experience at my county facility, the new management, well, they're in no hurry. It's just people like me all day, every day, so it doesn't matter how fast they move you through. Let's go. All right, right, we're sneaking up on it. I think we got everything on the back still. Not really sure, hoping so. Here's the moment of truth. They gotta come around the corner and see how bad the line is. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. There's no line out in the street. That's a good sign. Not awesome, but it could be worse. This never goes quickly because basically everybody's lined up, and then you're gonna drive to this big open building here, and you're gonna throw your trash out, and then they're gonna move it around with a bulldozer, and then I think it becomes part of this landfill over here. If you've never been to one of these things, it can be a little bit weird, but you'll also see, you know, your trash truck. And if you take the trash to the curb in your place, then it's gonna show up here, and it's gonna drive right past us and the big trash trucks, and they're gonna dump in the same place. There goes one right now. Bye. So just gone ahead and shut the car down because way over yonder in the distance, they've got the big bulldozer pushing one pile of trash to a different place. And they're gonna do that for a while, and then they're gonna let all these bozos ahead of us go and dump their stuff. The point of this is to get rid of large pieces of trash or things that have lost their utility or whatever in an efficient manner. Now this is gonna take me a minute because I gotta gather all the trash up, and then it's gonna cost me maybe 10 bucks plus the time to do all of this. There's a bunch of other ways to get rid of your trash. You know, you could call like college hunks hauling junk or whatever, but you know, I don't want any college hunks hanging around my house. And you still need to gather all of your junk in one place for them to take it away. You can get a dumpster delivered, but as far as I can tell, this is hundreds of dollars cheaper than the other option. You do have to sacrifice the time. We're gonna be here in a minute. All right, for you new folks, this is how it works. This is probably the most intimidating part, but don't worry, you can do it. Right up here is a scale. Just beyond that stop sign is where the scale starts, and you drive up onto it and they actually weigh your vehicle. You hop out of the vehicle, you go to this little kiosk, you pay the human being inside with a credit card, and you show your ID and all that stuff. The critical thing here is where that the second white truck is. You gotta stop there, because if that truck also drives onto the scale, they can't weigh the truck in the front. The scale's long enough for a tractor trailer basically, so just gotta be aware of that, because just moments ago, 3 pickup trucks were trying to back up because one drove too far forward. I understand it doesn't explicitly explain that in the stop sign, and you know, stop signs in parking lots are often ignored, but that's it's kind of how the thing works. This is an amateur mistake. That guy's got pallets of cardboard that he is about to pay to dump. If he'd gone one stop over, he could have just dropped them off at the recycling center that would have taken them for free. Know your county's deal. There's a guy over there that has metal patio furniture. He just paid cash money to wait in this line to do this whole thing, and he could have gone to a scrap metal yard and they would have paid him. We'll do a scrap metal episode at some point. Just plain old recycling, man. It's next door. While you're on the internet machine, look to see what your county offers. You know what I'm saying? I see people bringing in yard waste here all the time. There's also another facility that accepts yard waste and grinds it up and makes mulch and stuff. Don't take, just look. That guy just pulled onto the scale, so I waited at the bottom of the ramp to make my life easier. He's gonna get out and pay, and then when he drives off the ramp, we're gonna drive on the ramp. I got my credit card and my ID out already, so I can show that I'm a resident of the county to get my local rate or whatever, and then I'm gonna pay them, and we're gonna, you know, go wait in that line. Here we go. Get off the scale, let somebody else on. Alright, so the lady handed me this white piece of paper that has the weight of the vehicle and everything else on it. She charged me $10, which is the flat rate for 400 pounds for a county resident. Now, if she thought the truck weighed more than 400 pounds worth of junk, they would have given me a white piece of paper with just the weight that I went in on, and I would have to cross another set of scales on the way out. On that set of scales, I would have to pay basically the difference in what the truck weighed when I went in and the truck weighed when I went out. We don't have to do that today. Just want you to be aware, if it's the first time going to the dump, that may be the protocol you have to follow. I'll show you the other scale on the way out, but we're gonna drive right by it. Now, we are clearly getting our $10 worth. That dude also paid 10 bucks, and he's throwing out a stick. All right, gang, so this place has the rules posted. Hard hats must be worn, foot protection, safety vest, eye protection. It's not clear if this is employees or visitors here. You would think it should be everybody. If it's visitors, it's entirely unenforced, but just be prepared. You might, you know, need this stuff if people care at the one that you go to. We're almost up, so you gotta stop here and you wait for the attendant, and that's that guy in the yellow shirt under the umbrella. And ultimately, he'll lackadaisically wave a finger at us and point to an empty spot, and we'll pull up and back in and dump our stuff. Gotta wait for this guy to figure it out. All right, we're on our way back. No more junk in the back of the truck. 6.3% less junk around the house. Both good things. I think it took us 45 minutes, like from when we landed there to when we got out of the exit. That's not so bad. Our facility is open 6 days a week, limited hours on Saturday, and boy, let me tell you what, every homeowner on the planet is trying to drop stuff off on a Saturday. Every contractor is there during the week, but Saturdays, whew, they can be a little much. So if you can avoid that, that seems to be good, solid advice that I think is probably kind of universal, especially if your solid waste management facility dump is only open one day on the weekend. We have returned triumphantly. The truck bed is empty, and we now have like 6.237% less junk. If you're a reforming yuppie, or you just purchased your first home, or you're moving, or you're a budget-conscious DIYer, which is sort of redundant. All DIYers, one of the motivations is, you know, budget consciousness. I hope this at least gives you a good idea of what to expect at the dump or your county solid waste management. Like all things, if it's your first time having to do something or go to a new facility, it can be a little confusing, and as evidenced by our local, the rules aren't really clear and what you're supposed to do is not really clear. So stuff stacking up around the house is sort of no good for anybody. It's not doing anyone any good. It's going to rot away anyway. It may as well go away. And you know, renting a dumpster is a convenience but a big cost. Getting somebody else to haul stuff off for you, they're just going to load it up just like that. They're going to go to the dump just like that, but they're going to charge you a couple $100, 10 American dollars. If you've never been to a dump or a county waste management facility, it can be a little intimidating, and the rules aren't clearly posted or even clearly followed. So I hope this helps you out. If it did, please consider subscribing. That helps us out here, and good luck on your projects, and we'll see you next time when we try to make something else better. All right, see you then.